Live from Woodman Field on the campus of Greenwood Community High School, this is Greenwood High School football. Tonight, the Greenwood Woodmen play Martinsville. Good evening. I'm Christian Jones. Welcome to the Woodman Broadcasting Network's pregame show. Last Friday, your Greenwood Woodmen won to Indian Creek 43-18. Martinsville recently won against Bloomington South with a final of 20-47. Up next, Olivia Franklin has our pregame conversation with the Woodman head coach Mike Campbell. This is Woodman Football's pregame show, and it could be presented by you on Woodman Broadcasting Network's live stream.
I'm Olivia Franklin here with head coach Mike Campbell with your pregame interview. With Martinsville's high-tempo offense, how do you try to contradict that?
Well, I think the biggest thing for us is to play at the pace that we want to play. They're very high octane. They want to get plays in.
Our apologies, folks. We have been experiencing some technical difficulties. Woodman Field on the campus of Greenwood Community High School. This is Greenwood High School football. Now our pregame conversation with the Woodman head coach Mike Campbell. Here is Olivia Franklin. The game conditions for tonight's game with Woodman, or the Greenwood Woodman versus Martinsville. It's 78 degrees out here at Woodman Field. 82% humidity as it just rained here about an hour and a half ago. So the players are going to have to stay energized, definitely. They're going to have to stay watered up real well. Also partly cloudy, definitely some sunbeams coming through, so that could prove a little challenging for some passing that the teams want to get going. But those are tonight's game weather conditions. As we close in on kickoff here at Woodman Field, let's go inside the numbers. Oh, yeah, I forgot.
I'm Olivia Franklin here with head coach Mike Campbell with your pregame interview. With Martinsville's high-tempo offense, how do you try to contradict that?
Well, I think the biggest thing for us is to play at the pace that we want to play. They're very high octane. They want to get plays in. Sometimes they're going so fast they can cause themselves confusion. So look for us tonight to play under control. We'll push the tempo when we feel it's advantageous to us. But overall, we're going to try and slow things down, let the game come to us.
And what kind of problems do their high-attacking defense present to you tonight?
Their defense is very good. It's multiple stunt, multiple blitz. They're going to cause some negative plays for our offense, but they're also very susceptible to a big play. So it may be a loss of 2, a loss of 3, and then a gain of 30. So that's kind of been their MO the last couple of years with what they've done defensively.
And with their interior size, how do you plan to run the ball and stop the run?
Well, I think the big thing, first and foremost, is we have to trust our schemes. Take great first steps, be physical, and when we're locked on a guy, keep our feet moving. If we do those things, I think we're going to have a successful outcome and grow as a team. I have a saying that we always say the scoreboard will take care of itself. Our biggest concern right now is developing our own team and trying to find our identity. And our young guys, if they can continue to grow the way they grew from week 1 to week 2, we'll feel pretty good about where we're at after week 3.
Thank you. I'm Olivia Franklin here with head coach Mike Campbell. Back to you in the studio.
The Woodmen are now closing into kickoff. It looks like Greenwood will be giving the ball to Martinsville. Lex Logan, number 2, to kick. He's had a pretty good season so far. The coaches were a little uneasy about him at the beginning of the season, but he's shown no flaws in his kicking ability so far this year. He's had some very well-placed kickoffs, and we're looking for another one of those tonight. Something we've heard from the coaches is they're a very explosive. Martinsville's a very explosive team. Sorry for all the noise made by the fans over here. As we all know, Martinsville's one heck of a proud school. But on the field, definitely what we need better placement. The coaches said they're a really powerful team. They're going to drive and drive and drive to score, so we're going to have to watch out for that tonight. Ball's kicked to number 22. Taken down very quickly by 2 Woodmen. Taken down at about the 35-yard line. That'll start the Martinsville Artisans off with their first possession of the game. Now, something the coaches have talked about in our keys to the game is they want to slow the tempo on Martinsville, as they are a no-huddle offense this year. And they're going to be going fast, and they're going to be running hard up the middle the entire time, and they're going to do some outside passes. But like I said, no-huddle offense, that's something that Greenwood's got to be careful about. That's a really tiring thing to play against, especially with a team as big as Martinsville. Back in shotgun. Quarterback keeps it up the middle. Decent gain on the play, brought down by most of the Woodman defense. Well, that was a good stop by the Woodmen, but they need to get a better stop than that. That was about a 5-yard run by the quarterback himself. Definitely something they need to do is watch out that run up the middle, because they have a very strong and big offensive line, and they like to throw their bodies against yours and get you out of the way and get their guys where they want them to go. Now a big break to the outside by number 34. A big gain, but taken back down by number 23, Anthony Williams. Sorry, Alex Walker with the stop. As we see, the no-huddle offense very quick, almost a quarterback keep, but he ends up giving it to the running back. Flag on the play. Looks like it was thrown towards the end of the play. One of the refs from behind threw the flag. It looks like it might have been a block in the back on Martinsville. And it is holding Martinsville. See how many yards they get deducted off this run. And it looks like it's going to be a 10-yard loss, hefty penalty that they're going to have to face. But that's another result of no-huddle offenses. There's this little confusion sometimes, and the players get a little too overly excited, and they're going to hit some things they're not supposed to. That's something, another key to the game the Woodmen have told us that they're going to have to do is they're going to have to stay disciplined because Martinsville is a very, as I've said, and I'll say it again, a very heavy-hitting offense, and they're going to have to definitely stay disciplined and make sure they get their positions all covered for each other, and they're going to have to work as one unit. A big gain of about 10 yards by the quarterback brings up 2nd and 10 for the Martinsville Artesians. Looks like they're lining up in trips on the left side of the field. Here's a snap. And it's just a run up the middle. But a big gain by number 34, and he's breaking away. Will he be stopped? He won't. Touchdown, Artesians. Sorry, I apologize once again for the noise. I'm going to have to do that a lot more throughout the night. We got a horn right down below our box, so thank you for tolerating that. But here comes the no-huddle offense, and it looks like they're taking the Greenwood Woodmen's 2-point defense. A low blow, I would say, as they're doing the exact same play style as the Woodmen. And they end up converting it. That's 8 points for Martinsville. The Woodmen haven't succeeded in it so far, but let's see if they can adapt to it the rest of the game. That no-huddle run game is going to definitely tear up some offenses. We have what they do is they like to take the backfield of your defense and move it up to the line as much as possible to get your players away from to the pass game. I'm sorry, so they can run that ball right where you left that big hole in your defense. So the Woodmen are going to have to find a way to counter that. The Woodmen offense coming out now. Or sorry, not the offense, the receiving team. It looks like number 5, Isaiah Drews, is back to receive. The Woodmen are back to receive now. Number 5, Isaiah Drews, is going to be the intended receiver for this kick as Greenwood is going to try to get the ball to him. It looks like number 16, Caleb Urban, will be kicking for the Artesians tonight. Here comes the kick. And it's a high, deep kick. Ball dropped by number 4, but he gladly picks it up and gains a few yards for the Woodmen, making it back to about the 24-yard line. It was definitely a lucky carry there, dodging a few Martinsville defenders, but let's see what the Woodmen can do on offense to counter Martinsville's amazing defense. Now, something Martinsville likes to do is they run a 4-4 defense, which means they have four linebackers and 4 D linemen. Now, something that kind of takes away from is now they only have 1 safety, so if people go into a pass formation, they may not be ready for that pass. And we've seen that in game footage of Martinsville, they haven't been ready for passes, definitely, and that's something Greenwood's going to try to take advantage of, but they're also going to try to take advantage of their loose middle system. Brings up 2nd and still about 9 for the Woodmen. Now, something the coaches have said is they're going to have to slow down the pace of the game, and on offense, they're going to be doing a lot of running, trying to slow it down and get the ball in their favor so they can get points, get ahead hopefully, and they can keep their score up while keeping theirs down. And that's something we've seen all year from the Woodmen, and they're going to have to be doing that again this game, definitely, because Martinsville is a very powerful team. Here's a snap. Run up the middle by number 35, Nick Wilhelm. Brought down almost immediately by Martinsville's defense. Gain of about 1 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 8 for the Woodmen. Now, something Greenwood has been careful in their planning of this week's game is the linebackers for Martinsville aren't very don't communicate very well with their lines. So the line and the linebackers end up clashing themselves, running into each other. Big break in the line, and East slowly gets off a pass, but it looks like it's completed. Number 12, Tanner Allen, for the first down. Tanner Allen, a sophomore, bringing up about 13-yard gain for the Woodmen. Brings up 1st and 10 for the Woodmen. Now Greenwood's going to need to be careful on that line as number 89 Martinsville's number 89, their left tackle, their left D end is going to be breaking through that line a lot. He's very fast, and we have a sophomore, number 77, Cameron Ford, on the right tackle, and he's a little bit new to the game, and 89 is a little bit more experienced, so we're going to have to be watching out for that on the right side of the line. A good pass attempt by the Woodmen, but but inevitably dropped. Intended receiver looked to be number 12, Tanner Allen, once again. Greenwood definitely taking their time in their huddle. Clock's restarted. We've got another 25 seconds to get their play off as soon as the refs blow them in. Looks like there was a ref's time. Number 55, Colin Campbell, the center, tying his shoe. There's motion. Another motion. Ball's carried up the right side. Not a huge gain, about 2 or 3 yards for the Woodmen. Brings up, looks like 3rd and 8. The Woodmen taking out their tight end, number 89, Kaylor Smith. Something the Woodmen are going to be needing to be careful about, like I said tonight, is definitely staying hydrated. It's about almost 90% humidity out here tonight, and that is just brutal if you know what Indiana weather's like whatsoever. Here's a snap. Ball is deflected, but there is a flag on the play. Refs still conferring with each other. Refs definitely taking their own time on the game. First down for the Woodmen. Looks like it was a pass interference on Martinsville's defense. Definitely going to need to watch that, as the Woodmen will take advantage of every foul they get, and they've gotten a few this game already. Another run up the middle by Nick Wilhelm, but stopped very fast. Number 88 on the bottom of the pile. Brings up 2nd and 7 for the Woodmen. Now the Artisans have been playing really smart so far, as we can see. They're bringing up the right linebackers into the right holes, but Greenwood's running a very basic offense right now, not showing their cards too much. But they are marching up the field, as I would say. They've made about 30 yards so far, and that's definitely good for keeping a small pace. Number 5, Isaiah Drew with the catch. Brings up 3rd down for the Woodmen. Right, now a first down for the Woodmen. Sorry, a little confusion in the chain game. Here's Greenwood onto the ball. Martinsville still listening to their coach for their defensive instructions. Something Martinsville likes to do is stunt their line. So the line is always up and being ready for Martinsville. It's another pass to number 5, Isaiah Drew, but he's taken down really quickly for a loss of about 3 yards. Brings up 2nd and 13 for the Woodmen. Now the Woodmen are going to have to be careful about throwing behind the line of scrimmage because those linebackers, since they have 4-4, they have an extra linebacker on each side that can release up to the gaps of the field and make that tackle that they need to. And that's something they showed right there, is that outside linebacker is very athletic and very capable of getting out there and making that play. Here's a snap. Met very quickly by a line of Artesians. The Woodmen making a decent gain on their run so far. Brings up 3rd down. Looks like 3rd and 6 for the Woodmen. They're going to have to be smart here is what they do. Their run game so far this game hasn't been too successful, and their pass game hasn't either, but they've definitely been able to keep up down the field as time progresses, and hopefully they can keep up enough energy to do that all game. Run up the middle by number 35, Nick Wilhelm, is brought down very quickly by the line of Artesians. Last year, Greenwood experienced a narrow game with the Artesians, narrowly beating them. Definitely a good game we saw last year, but their head coach this year, their head coach Carter Winston, he was new, and as they got into the year last year, they went on a winning streak after they found out what their coach was doing and what the players could do with the coach. So this year, they're very well put together on their team. Tanner Allen with the catch. Brought out of bounds for a 1st down. First successful 4th down conversion for the Woodmen of the game. Tanner Allen's first game against Bloomington North was a very sad game for the Woodmen, definitely, as they hadn't had an enemy like that so far, and something Bloomington North absolutely shined at was stopping the passes. Tanner Allen had about two receptions for a loss of 4 yards, and something we've seen this game and definitely last game is that he's willing to make up for those lost yards. A bobble in the back of the end zone, but it is ruled a no catch. Definitely a great attempt for a catch, as the ball hit his hands while he was in the air, and then he caught it back when he was laying down, but it does look like he fell out of bounds. Taken out by the coaches. It looks like the Artesians are going to have to be careful now. Greenwood's about 16 yards from getting their first touchdown of this game. And they've taken off about 5 minutes of this game clock, while Martinsville took about 1.5. So that's something they're very successful at so far, is keeping the pace of the game a little slower. Big run to the outside by 35, breaking through a few tackles. Gain of about 4 yards. I'm sorry, confusion on the chain game. 6 yards brings up 3rd and 4 for the Woodmen. Woodmen are definitely close into scoring territory, about the 11-yard line now, and they're going to have to be very careful as they approach it, as they don't want to give up possession of that ball, and they definitely don't want to have to settle for a field goal, but it looks like they might have to. Now, if Greenwood can pick up their run game, they might not have to settle for anything, and they might be able to control their game. Looks like a timeout was called. Woodmen coming back onto the field now after a timeout taken by head coach Mike Campbell. It looks like the Woodmen are going to have been conversing with their coach about situations like this for this game because, like I've said, Martinsville is a very explosive team, and they have to be careful about what they pick. But it looks like they picked the right play, and that is a Woodman touchdown run up the middle by number 35, Nick Wilhelm, who's had an amazing season so far as he's scored a number of touchdowns, and he's definitely been an amazing asset to this team, being what seems like an unstoppable force. Now, it looks like Woodmen are going for two. Talking to coach. Something the Woodmen enjoy with this two-point offense definitely is they have 5 options to run out of it. And it looks like they're going to go with the pass, and it's caught by number 45, Dylan Wheatley, for the two-point conversion, bringing up 8-8. Here's the kickoff. Number 2, Lex Logan, kicking it again to the right side of the field, but the ball is this time picked up by number 28 for the Artesians. Getting a big run to the outside, but eventually being brought down by what seems to be the entire kick team. Looks like they're about the 48. Now the Artesians are looking to capitalize as they have, like I said, a no-huddle offense, meaning they want to score as much as possible without getting in that huddle and wasting their own time. Something the Woodmen like to do is take their time and run out the clock so they can get ahead and keep that gain as long as possible without letting the other team have a chance to score. Something that's going to be really important for the defense here tonight is turnovers. So that I can't stress that enough for the Woodmen. That is absolutely essential to their defense here tonight. Here's a snap, low snap, given to number 34, who breaks out to the outside but is brought down. Looks like it's going to be close to a first down. Looks like it's going to be 2nd and inches for the Artesians. Sorry, no, a first down. This no-huddle offense is confusing even the refs themselves, as it's a very fast-paced team. Given again to number 34. Brought down quickly. Isaac Osborne, number 34. Definitely an asset that the Martinsville Artesians have. Also an asset they have is number 5, Travis Griffey, their quarterback. Something they like to do with their quarterback is they like to pull a fake sneak and give it to him. Give it to the quarterback, and he'll run the ball just as well as their running back can. And that's something you definitely want out of a player, is the ability to both run and throw the ball. And it's a shovel pass to the outside. 34 runs into his own players and is brought down by the Woodmen. A little heat already. Number 81, Matt Thomas, wide receiver, is getting into a little tussle with number 3, Bryce Hoffman. Let's hope we don't see a fight here tonight. As Woodmen, we like to keep it classy. So run to the outside. Big stiff arm, but he's taken down. Looks like a first down. Sorry about that. Another injury on the field. Number 3, Bryce Hoffman. Looks like number 81 wide receiver for the Martinsville Artesians, Matt Thomas, with a little bit of a fall onto his arm. Looks like it might be broken or he just got hit pretty hard on the side, but let's have our prayers out for Bryce Hoffman tonight. Number 5, Isaiah Drew's coming to cover 81, Matt Thomas. Recalling the play, trips on the right side of the field for the Artesians. Looks like it's another shovel pass down to the outside. Looks like a bit of a late hit on the quarterback. Looks like a flag is thrown. Let's see what it's on. Another gain for the Artesians. Looks like a gain of about 2. Sorry, we can't see from here, but it's looks like it's going to be second down on about the 7-yard line for the Woodmen. Excuse you, what you hear with the from the stands tonight. Martinsville is a bit of a loud team. Again, I apologize for that, and you're going to be hearing a lot of cowbells all game. But it looks like it was a foul on the Artesians. Loss of about 10. We can't hear what it's on. The refs aren't communicating very well to the booths. But first down on the 20 for the Artesians. Here's the ball. It looks like it's a pass. A deep pass, overthrown, intended receiver, number 11, Billy Buis. Now it looks like the Artesians are going to have been struggling a little bit here on the play calls. Looks like recalling of plays and fixing their strategy every time they get out there now. Is looks like the quarterback and the wide receivers keep conversing back and forth with the head coach, Mr. Carter Winston. But they're ready now. Here's snap. It's another pass. Quarterback scrambling. Makes it up to the sideline, but makes it in. Another touchdown for Martinsville. Looks like number 81, Matt Thomas, with the run. Another flag on the play. Sorry, a late throw there, paying attention to the ball. Let's see who it's on. Sorry for the delay. 2 flags thrown. Looks like another foul on Martinsville. Something Martinsville is going to need to be worried about the rest of this game is how many fouls they're getting. That's about the 6th flag thrown. None for Greenwood so far, as I can recall. But it looks like they're going to be getting their plays, and they're going to be getting off here soon. Another big loss for Martinsville on fouls. Looks like a 15-yard penalty. Must have been a face mask. Brings up second down for the Artesians at about the 31-yard line. Now, this is one of the biggest gaps we've seen all year for the Woodmen, as they started off at about the 8-yard line, so they need to be very careful on those fouls and not getting any more. Number 5 drops the ball. Another flag thrown. Number 5 keeps it, runs up the side. Another push down to the head. He makes it out of bounds, but let's see what that flag is on. Refs tonight are really keeping on calls. We haven't seen this many calls in the rest of the season for the Woodmen. I would wager that we haven't seen this many in either of the other games. Another foul on Martinsville. Now we can see some of the fans out here getting a little rustled up as we've seen so many fouls for the Artesians, and I understand it seems like the refs are being unfair. But I can promise you, to all the fans at home, the refs we hire, they're very good people, and they love doing what they're doing, and they don't want to lose their job. So they call what they see, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts. You got to trust the umpire on this one. Trips formation on the left side of the field. Still second down for the Artesians. Quarterback keeps it and passes it deep to number 6. But he drops the ball. Looks like it's going to be 3rd and 42 for the Artesians. Now Martinsville is going to be needing to be more careful on those passes. The quarterback is really good at overthrowing them, and definitely something Greenwood likes to do is stay really close there. Some other schools we've seen this year like to get some distance and then gain up after they see the pass. But having the ability to speed up after you see where the ball is thrown is very in the favor of the Woodmen tonight. Ball is snapped. Pass dropped. Brings up 4th and 41 for the Artesians. Looks like Martinsville is going to get ready to kick the ball. A little confused. It looks like their quarterback also doubles as their punter, so they might be going for a punt fake as the last attempt to get a touchdown. But they won't. Ball is kicked. Number 5, Isaiah Drews, with a valiant attempt to get the ball recovered as the Artesians kind of let down their guard for a second. But there was just too many to call it that early, and he's brought down instantly. Brings up 1st and 10 for the Woodmen on about the 15-yard line. I apologize. Woodmen now looking to drive up the score again, take out more clock time. Definitely they want to bring it into the second quarter here. But something the Woodmen have done well this game is just use up that clock time and get little short gains to inevitably march them down the field. Brings up 2nd down for the Woodmen. The Woodmen with a gain of about 5 yards on the play brings up gain of about 4, ball on about the 15, I can't talk right now. The chain game's being a little confusing, and the loudness of this Martinsville crowd is really hard to understand what's going on. But deep pass. No pass interference called. But it was a big pass intended for number 4, Luke Raker, but the ball is inevitably dropped. Thrown very well, good placement on the ball, but he just didn't get his hands under it well enough. This will bring down 3rd and 6 for the Woodmen. The Woodmen need to be careful here on this 3rd down drive as the Artesians are really pounding it home to them, and they're going to need to be careful whether they throw a pass or not. Greenwood in spread formation. Another pass. Big break through the line by number 88 once again. And pass to the outside. Looks like the ball is caught. Excellent catch there right on the edge of the sideline. Didn't know if he was in or not, but it does look like it. But it's just short of that 1st down. Well, Woodmen 4th and looks like inches. Very great attempt by our wide receivers. Looks like another timeout by head coach Mike Campbell. Oh, no, sorry, offsides. Coaches on Martinsville are definitely angry about that one. That's a mistake you just can't make in high school football, something we do see not very often anymore. Coaches are very strict about those, but Joey Kohler, defensive lineman, offsides on the play. With about 50 seconds down to the end of the 1st quarter, the Woodmen are going to line back up. It looks like a tight formation. And ball's run up the right side of the field, and it looks like it's just enough for that 1st down, but the pile's being pushed pretty heavily. Just enough for about a yard or 2, not a 1st down. Brings up 2nd and about 8 for the Woodmen. The Woodmen are definitely going to be needing to be better on that block as number 88, Ben Marino, lighting up that D line, or lighting up the O line, getting back there very easily and putting pressure on the quarterback in pass formations. Now, something with a player like him who's tall but he's fast, he can definitely get back there and cause some damage. If he doesn't even get the tackle, he can block that pass. But also with a player like that, he's extremely fast and he can get past any lineman you put across him. It's going to bring up second quarter. Second and about 8 for the Woodmen, being brought back up now as the second quarter begins. The Woodmen definitely looking to improve upon their first quarter, try to get ahead in scoring and stay ahead by running out that clock like the coaches have been telling us about. Here's the snap. Number 6, Oliver Rao, rolls out for the pass. But it's dropped inevitably by number 6 after a very close interception. Very lucky, not very lucky, very skillful play by our wide receivers this game is to rip that ball out immediately. Greenwood going to the huddle, trying to eat up as much time as they can. Looks like a move is going to be put on the Woodmen's offense as number 88, Ben Marino, looks to the coaches, to the Martinsville coaches, and switch positions to the inside. So it looks like we'll be seeing a D-line smash. And we do. He runs right around the outside, but luckily number 6, Oliver Rao, gets to the other side. Ball once again narrowly picked off. A lot of pressure being put on Oliver Rao in that line, and something that Greenwood is definitely going to have to try to do is stop that pressure on the inside. They're just getting destroyed and eaten up in there, and the quarterback doesn't have enough time to get himself set, and he ends up throwing a little bit of a sloppy pass. Once again, the Greenwood coaches being very smart in what they call here, keeping the defense honest, calling passes, calling runs every once in a while, trying to make sure the defense is communicated as clearly as possible, uncommunicated as clearly as possible as they try to confuse them and trip them up in what's being called. And it looks like the punt team will be brought out 4th and 8 for the Woodmen. Number 2, Lex Logan, back to punt. Let's see what the punt team can turn out of this offensive drive. Now, it was a decent offensive drive for the Woodmen, gain of about 25, 30 yards in total for that drive. There's the high, long punt, almost right to the receiver. I don't know what exactly happened on that play. It looked like it was an early contact, but it definitely wasn't. The ball looked like it hit the player in the head, getting a little tripped up. But the Greenwood Woodmen pick the ball up, and they're going to run it back. But there is a ball marker on the field. Let's see what the refs make of this. The umpires make of this one. And it looks like the Greenwood Woodmen are going to continue their drive as Martinsville accidentally drops the ball. Looks like the run back isn't going to count, though. They might have it looks like a fumble that they're not allowed to pick up and carry. I'll have to refresh myself on that rule a little bit later. But definitely a good thing. The Martinsville fans absolutely hating it, as you can probably hear over here. Take a listen to that. That's a lot of hatred from a lot of people. The refs are going to need to be careful because definitely Martinsville isn't liking what they're seeing. But Greenwood now continues their drive as it seems like about a 25-yard gain on that punt. Woodman very lucky to continue their drive. I haven't seen something like that in a high school game. Definitely haven't seen it very often in even the NFL. Something like that takes a lot of timing and a lot of skill by your punt team, and that's something that our punt team and our entire team definitely has. That they have discipline, they have timing, and they have precision on their plays and their hits. Something Martinsville has is, I would say, definitely precision and timing, but they don't have as much discipline as the Woodmen do. But it looks like the call is going to be reversed. It's now picked up by the Woodmen. The Woodmen walk out, and now it's going to be picked up by Martinsville. We'll have to review that one in footage for next week, and we'll update you on that because that was definitely a very exciting play. But it looks like Martinsville is going to pick it up. Definitely a tough break for the Woodmen as no flags were called. There was a ball marker placed, so it looks like they must have ruled the ball down as Anthony Walker may have been touched on the return. But the coach challenges it, and he's successful, and the call is reversed. So let's see what Martinsville can do with this drive. Out a little bit of frustration and confusion from the Martinsville side. Let's hope the refs aren't being bullied into these calls, as the refs here are very, very tough. There's a flag thrown. Immediately stopping the run. Looks like a false start on the Artesians. Let's hope that the Woodmen are very careful with their next few defensive plays, as this offense looks like they're getting very frustrated. And something that you definitely see out of teenage boys is a lot of frustration, and with the frustration building up right now from these calls is definitely showing in their attitude and their forms. Here's a carry to number 34 on the outside. Hit hard, brought down for a loss of about 5 yards. But this is another big loss for the Artesians after that foul. It brings up about second, and it looks like from here 20. Martinsville no-huddle offense is definitely not seeming to be as fast as it has been in the past, and that's something Greenwood's definitely tried to do, is create a little confusion in there. So Greenwood's definitely looking to be succeeding in that for the rest of the game. Here's the snap. Ball given up the middle once again to number 34. Tries to roll out, but he's taken down once again. Looks like a gain of about 5 yards, brings up 3rd and 15 for the Artesians. These clouds here rolling away as the sun beats down on the Martinsville side of the field. Fans having a little bit of trouble seeing, and definitely something we'll see after a while as the sun will go away, and that'll get out of the eyes of these fans, and let's hope they can see, and let's hope the camera isn't too distorted on our feed. A little bit more confusion of the no-huddle offense, narrowly making it. Deep pass. Number 24 catches it for a big gain, but he's taken down. Number 24, Boyd Johnson with the catch. Very good last-ditch effort by the Artesians to get a last drive going, or last effort going. Martinsville with another big run to the outside. Sorry, a little technical difficulties up here in the box. Brings up another first down. Looked like a gain of about 12 yards on the run. Timeout. After a long timeout, Martinsville's ready to start this game up again. Looks like a widespread formation. They don't have a tight end, but the tight end's going out for a pass. Given to number 34, but instantly met by a bunch of Woodmen. Not all the way taken down as the refs rule the ball. Stop the forward motion, and looks like about a 7-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 3 for the Artesians. About 5 yards needed to make it into the end zone. Same formation. Quarterback keeps it. Doesn't look like he made it. But he's definitely in the red zone now. About a yard left to go for that touchdown. Greenwood will need to get a stop right here. Definitely needs a turnover to get this game turning around 8-8 all. Martinsville makes it in. That's a touchdown. The Artesians getting excited. This no-huddle offense bringing up their kick team. Not wanting to risk it with that extra point. Sorry, a little bit. I apologize. A little bit of a delayed player, number 5, Griffey, comes in a little late with a hit on the field. But it looks like there was a flag as he was not on the field and gained in late and then took a hit on one of our players. Glad that was called, but it was made. Looks like it's going to be taken back, though. Gives Martinsville another chance to maybe go for 2 points. So conferring with the coaches and the refs themselves, trying to get the ball back as it was kicked all the way to the band in the very back of the field. Another kick brings up a 5-yard penalty once again. But it doesn't matter. Wide, deep kick. Brings up 15-8. Martinsville lead. Now, this is still very early in the game, and Martinsville's past games this year have been high scoring. Their lowest score this season so far, I believe, being 40 points. Brings up 15-8, Martinsville lead. Definitely Greenwood is slowing them down in their scores and getting their paces to what Greenwood wants a little more, taking control of this offense. Martinsville getting ready to kick. Number 4, Luke Raker. Number 5, Isaiah Drew, both back to receive. Here's the kick. Very far, deep kick out the back of the end zone. Touchback. One of the greatest kicks I've seen in high school football. Being a player myself and seeing kicks, that was definitely one of the farthest I've seen, easily sailing out past the back of the end zone. Martinsville playing very smart with where they're putting that ball placement, as they've seen the Woodmen in films has easily gotten the ball at least past the 30-yard line. So every yard counts here, and getting them about 10 yards back to about the 20 is definitely going to count later in this game. 1st and 10 on the 20, Woodman ball. Give up to middle to number 35, Nick Wilhelm. Not easily stopped by the defenders. Gain of about 9 yards. Brings up 2nd and 1, Woodman. Woodman once again lining up. Quarterback keeper up the middle. Definitely getting a big enough gain for that 1st down. Looks like there was a little confusion on the Martinsville defense. Thought of a fumble as the safety sails in past the line. Greenwood definitely being able to keep up their huddle offense, taking up as much time as they want. Also, that's their 1st down on this drive, but they're definitely keeping it up, and they're keeping it up well. Another big run up the middle by number 40 for the Woodmen, Anthony Williams. Brings up 2nd and 4 for the Woodmen. And it looks like they're in the back of the field, if you can see on your screens. It's number 3, Bryce Hoffman. It looks like he's in a cast, but he is on the field still. So let's hope for his wellness. But it looks like they're turning around off the field. But here's a snap brought up the middle by number 35, Nick Wilhelm. Taken down very quickly. Looks like a gain of inches. Nope, sorry, I apologize. Reached out his hand, brings up 3rd down. Timeout. End of the timeout. Martinsville looks like the last of their timeouts. Martinsville not picking up a foul quite as often as they did in the 1st quarter. Definitely learning from their mistakes, as we can see here on the field. Number 40 taken down very quickly for a loss on the Woodmen. Brings up 4th down and 2 for the Woodmen. And they get a jump. That's a 5-yard penalty. 1st down, Woodmen. Same player as it was last time. Number 72, Joey Kohler, once again with the foul. Coach is definitely going to be chewing him out for that one. The Woodmen succeeding at what they were trying to do is definitely drawing that foul on 4th down after a little confusion. And we can see as much anger in Joey's face as we can in the fans over here. Greenwood in the very packed up formation here. As it looks like another run's going to be brought up the middle, and it is. Number 35, Nick Wilhelm, with another run up the middle. Number 56, Cole Raker, with a little bit of a jump over the pile. Don't know what that was for. A big guy like that making a jump like that, gotta mean something was a little miss in that play. Still a gain of about 2 for the Woodmen. Brings up 2nd and 8. Sorry for the confusion on ball placement. They take volunteers for this chain game positions, and it changes every week, so we're going to have a little bit of a slow person out there. Pass. Number 4, Luke Raker, with a catch. And it brings up first down for the Woodmen. Now, Greenwood's definitely been keeping the defense honest as they packed into that tight formation once again, trying to fool Martinsville into thinking that it was another run. Definitely succeeded that time. Big gain, about 10 yards for number 4, Luke Raker, the receiver. Once again in that packed formation, now Martinsville knows what they're going to be looking for, but they don't, and they let the middle slip up a little bit. Big gain by number 35, Nick Wilhelm. Definitely a good gain for the Woodmen. 6 yards on a run just up the middle, definitely eating up the clock. Once again, Woodmen taking over 3 minutes for their drive. That offsides definitely helped them out in the long run here as they've been eating more clock and staying close in the score, not letting Martinsville touch the ball offensively as much. Here's the snap. Quarterback in the scramble. And he throws it away out of bounds. Definitely a smart move as number 77, 23, and 47 all looked like they were encroaching, or sorry, not encroaching, as they were approaching number 6, Oliver Rao, quarterback. Now Martinsville needs to be more careful on their defense and a little bit more pursuit heavy as they're letting their guys get back there, but they're not chasing that quarterback as well as they should be. They're expecting a run when there isn't, and they definitely could have had a big sack there had they gone for it. Ball once again given to number 35, Nick Wilhelm, for another big gain for the Woodmen. First down. Another big pile of Martinsville players, all seeming to be stacked on top of each other. Martinsville's a little bit confused on this defense as they're seeing both sides of the ball being thrown out there into the game right now. Both passes and runs being formed out of one formation. So they're a little bit confused on where to go as, and that's definitely working in the Woodmen's favor. Big pass to the right side of the field. Incomplete. Intended receiver, number 4, Luke Raker. Let's hope the Woodmen can keep this up. Brings up 2nd and 10. Woodmen definitely needing to be more vicious to that ball up in that run and on the line as the linebackers on that 4-4 defense are breaking through, or not breaking through, but packing up that line very easily, not allowing much room for mistake in the run. But every once in a while we can see cracks, and like just what we did there, brings up 3rd down for the Woodmen. Gain of about 3 yards. Timeout. Greenwood looking to start up their possession once again as Martinsville takes it, what's seemingly their final timeout with 3 minutes and 50 seconds left to go in the half. Greenwood once again doing a good job of drawing out fouls, but it looks like number 73, Mr. Barr, on the right side of the line, still gets pushed over by his defender. Looks like 3rd and 1 for the Woodmen. Definitely doing a good job of drawing those fouls. Excuse me, drawing those fouls and keeping their game alive and definitely helping them out a lot. Now it looks like the linebackers are lining up a little bit closer to the line. Looks like a full-out blitz is going to be coming to try to stop that run in the middle and stop that first down from happening. Delay of game, Woodman. Sorry, timeout, letting the clock run out. Very smart to use that timeout, taking up more game time. Woodman taking advantage of those timeouts there as they're taking a long time to get back to, Martinsville is getting a long time to get back to the ball. Woodman taking their time. Something very smart of the Woodman. Looks like no gain for the Woodman, bringing up 4th and 1. First down, more confusing on the chain game. Definitely some bad communication going down there, especially this game. Last games, if you returning viewers, thank you for watching once again. Some recurring issues we've seen on the sideline, recurring issues we've seen in this game, other than my incessant stuttering and rambling, is the chain game. On up the middle by number 35, Nick Wilhelm. Brings up a good chunk of run with about 4 yards. Definitely something that the Woodmen are going to have to be looking for this game. As for gains of about 4, as you fans could probably figure out, in 3 downs, getting 4 yards means 12 yards, but getting 3 yards of play for 3 plays is about 9 yards, makes it short for the first down, and Woodmen don't want to have to be forced into the situation to go 4th and 1 every time, so 4 yards is definitely an ideal for the Woodmen. Keep by Oliver Rao, but taken down very quickly. Looks like he did get back to the line of scrimmage, though. No gain. 3rd and 6 for the Woodmen. My Gatorade, please. Sorry for that. Some more technical difficulties. Our headset tonight being a little wonky. Throw over the middle to number 4, Luke Raker. It looks like he's down with the ball. What a wonderful catch there. He does a little bit of a barrel roll in the air to get the ball. But it looks like Greenwood's in the red zone. Greenwood definitely close to scoring territory with a 2-minute warning in the second half coming up very soon, as of now, actually. Here it is, Woodman in the huddle definitely taking up more time as they want to get this score to about even as possible, trying to get that score up before the half comes. Something they're definitely going to need to do is keep that score driving up and up and up and keep that ball as long as they can. And they managed to do a pretty good job of it, bringing up another short game for the Woodmen. Woodman with another short game. Looks like a little bit of hugging on both sides of the field after that play. Looks like it was very tightly packed in there. Definitely something we're expected to see in plays like that. Definitely something we're expected to see while playing Mooresville as horns and cowbells. And a big takedown by Martinsville, jumping over the line. Gain of about 1 yard. Looks like 3rd and 2 for the Woodmen. I apologize. Now there's 44 seconds left in the half, and the clock is just running down quicker and quicker and quicker. Here approaching the second half. Looks like the ball maybe stopped on forward motion, but it didn't look like Greenwood made it. And it also doesn't look like there's any more timeouts for the Woodmen. They're running back in as quickly as they can, winding down 14, 13, 12. Greenwood's going to have to hurry here. Definitely going to have to get another big run up the middle here. Can't risk a pass. But it looks like Oliver Rao. Looks like he stopped. Fumble. Sadly, ball picked up at about the 1 yard line. I apologize for the noise. Still more Martinsville's fans going crazy after that stop, which was, I could definitely say, a good stop. Quarterback Oliver Rao getting the ball. It looks like stripped from him by number 88, Ben Marino. Definitely a huge asset to the Martinsville team, something I didn't see in film, something I wish I'd seen in film, but it looks like it's 1st and 10 on about the 1 yard line, if the 1 yard line, maybe inches out of the end zone. Let's see if they can get a playoff here with 0.8 seconds to go left in the half. Trying to draw fouls. Definitely not working on the Woodman defense. Very disciplined. But it doesn't work. There's the half. Here's your halftime score report. Martinsville 15, Woodman 8. I apologize. Live from Woodman Field on the campus of Greenwood Community High School, this is Woodman Broadcasting Network's halftime show that could be presented by you. Let's begin with the first half scoring summary that also could be presented by you. Now, in the first half, we've seen Martinsville with 15 points up on the board, the Woodman with 8. I wouldn't say that's much of a lead at this point in the game, definitely bringing up about halftime, but Greenwood definitely succeeding in taking up some of the game clock, having over, I would say, about 3/4 of the time in possession. Now, stay tuned for this week in Woodman football history that could be brought to you by you. As the halftime show continues, this is Woodman Broadcasting Halftime Show that could be presented by you on Woodman Broadcasting Network's live stream. Live from Woodman Field on the campus of Greenwood Community High School, this is Greenwood High School football. Now our now our halftime conversation with the Woodman with Mr. Blaine Williams. Here is Olivia Franklin.
Hello, I'm Olivia Franklin with stat keeper Blaine Williams for your halftime interview. So, how do you think our defense is doing against their high-tempo offense?
Well, I think this is a team that comes in, averages over 40 points a game, and so, to hold them to 15 in the first half, you got to feel pretty good about that. I think, a couple of big plays have kind of hurt us, but overall, I think defense is really holding up well.
How do you think the Woodmen are doing so far?
I think we're doing great. We just have to limit the mistakes. We have to limit the big plays, and just need to make sure that our offense stays on schedule. And as long as we have the ball and can keep their offense off the field, that's going to be a positive for us.
And then lastly, what do you think the Woodmen need to do to pull ahead in the second half?
I think we just need to continue to put long drives together. We saw 2 of those in the first half, a couple of really long drives that took a lot of time off the clock and kept their offense off the field. So probably that's our biggest key for the second half, is just to make sure that we keep the ball in our hands, take care of the ball, limit our mistakes. We really haven't made too many mistakes so far offensively, and then just try to limit those big plays on defense.
Thank you. I'm Olivia Franklin with Blaine Williams. Back to you in the studio.
Sorry for the difficulty there, a little bit of a delay. That was our pregame conversation with Mr. Blaine Williams, our stat keeper here. That was Olivia Franklin. Thank you, Olivia. Up next on the Woodman Broadcasting Network's pregame show, This Week in Woodman Football History. We will be right back. Close the door, Greg. Okay. They did kick off. Emma. Just go now. Just go now. I apologize, a little confusion on my part down here on the field. Another touchback on that kickoff. And I'm going to finish the halftime stuff right now. I'm sorry, we were just a little short-staffed here tonight and trying to scramble to where we need to be. This week in Woodman Broadcasting Network's halftime show, now this is Woodman football history. In 2005, your Greenwood Woodmen had a winning streak of 11 games. That's 3 more than the last winning streak in 2004 of 8 consecutive games. Now let's see if the Woodmen can get this winning streak started again here in the second half. That was another touchback, but it was another loss for the Woodmen. Brings up 2nd and 12. Here's a big pass by Oliver Rao, intended receiver number 4, Luke Raker. We don't know who came down with the ball, but it does look like Luke Raker, and that will be a big first down for the Woodmen, definitely making up for the yards lost. Now, as we can see, Martinsville's coming back out here with a fury, willing to play some football. And as I like to say, players putting their lives on the line. As you can tell, that's a bit of a hyperbole. And for all you kiddies out there, that's an exaggeration. But all these Martinsville's players are just throwing their everything into this game, and they're not holding back one bit. And that's definitely something we're seeing at the start of this second half. Here's the snap. Given to number 35, Nick Wilhelm. Brought down relatively quickly by Martinsville. Gain of 2 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 8 for the Woodmen. Now, I definitely have to start complimenting Martinsville's incredible defensive line. Number 88, I'll say his name once, I'll say it twice, I'll say it 1,000 times before he makes a mistake. Ben Marino definitely causing a huge disruption each time he gets out there on the ball. Definitely doing his job amazingly. Up the middle, number 40, Anthony Williams with the ball. Looks like a gain of about 2, stop to forward motion, brings up 3rd and 6 for the Woodmen. Now bringing up 3rd and 4 for the Woodmen, or sorry, 3rd and 5 for the Woodmen. Looks like they're going into that packed up formation again. Excuse me, it's not actually a packed up formation. Another pass. Close coverage. Incomplete pass. Intended receiver number 4, Luke Raker. Now, Greenwood's going to need to utilize their other wide receiver, number 12, Tanner Allen, as they've been passing to number 4, Luke Raker, almost the entire game, minus about 3 or 4 passes thrown to some other people. I apologize for all the noise once again, all of you that at home that cannot hear me. They need to start utilizing their other wide receivers, as they're expecting at this point that number 4 is the intended receiver. Hopefully Greenwood's picking up on that. Another pass, but it's quickly thrown away. Turnover on downs brings up a first down on the 30, or I apologize, on the 43. Martinsville definitely coming back into the second half of the fury. Let's hope that the Woodmen can stay up in this game as it continues. Here we are with a Martinsville possession, getting back into that standard spread formation they like. Quarterback keeps it up the middle. Griffey with a very sizable gain, at least 5 yards. And it is at least 5 yards, bringing up 2nd and 3rd for Martinsville. Now this is just me, and this is a personal thing I like to go at, but seeing a little bit of hypocrisy here as the fans aren't trying to get that, chain game fixed as they were when it happened to them. Another run up the middle by number 5. Now the wide receivers definitely need to start picking up their guys as they're just standing there as the play's taken off. Something that Greenwood will absolutely not do is take any play off no matter what position you are, no matter where the ball is going. And that's something that's helping Greenwood. Another no-huddle offense. Very quick gain. Hopefully aggression on the field isn't spiking up too much, seeing a little bit of aggression from number 61, Landon Wood, on the D-line. But I can totally understand Martinsville has a history of trying to rile up your players a little bit, but that definitely has worked in their favor in the past, getting personal fouls and such. Trips formation. Here's the snap. But it's given up the middle, but he's taken down immediately. Flag on the play. Let's see what this flag is on. Sorry, still waiting for a penalty call. It looks. Penalty is declined. Holding against Martinsville brings up 3rd down. Once again, a loss, though, bringing up the loss of about 4 yards. Definitely helping the Woodmen as much as that would have. Definitely a smart call by the coaches. Timeout Greenwood. Sorry, once again, my apologies. A little bit of confusion on my part once again. Martinsville with some big gains in the past couple plays, as you might have seen on our camera. Flag is thrown. Let's see what it's on. That brings up 4th and 8 for Martinsville. Now it does look like the Woodmen are celebrating a little bit on that. Looks like they were trying to draw fouls, but the defense, like I said all game, they're going to stay I apologize. They're going to stay disciplined, and they're going to keep doing their jobs as best they can. And it looks like, oh, sorry, the penalty was on Martinsville. They got them to draw over the ball. Sorry, a little bit of not being able to see on the field, some of the fans. High snap on the punt, but he still manages to pick up the ball. Fair catch at about the 15-yard line. Woodman possession. Definitely some good plays by Martinsville as you were away. A deep pass was overthrown by Griffey, their quarterback. Their passing game tonight hasn't been too successful versus what we've seen in past games. They were very pass-oriented. Actually, passes are just super important. I'm sorry for my misuse of the word. Actually, sorry, I'm a little scatterbrained here tonight, trying to work hard and fast without my associate Ryan. Definitely something we've seen in flag on the field. 2 flags thrown. But as I was saying, some stuff we've seen in Martinsville's past games is their least amount of yards gained in a single game of football is about 495. That is their average. The least amount they've had is about 480. Now that's some impressive offensive driving, if you ask me. But we haven't seen a lot of that tonight in their passes because, like I said, their pass game is very important, but they haven't been utilizing it as much as they can. It is still 15-8. Greenwood and Martinsville both eating up some clock time, more than Martinsville wants to. They've been taking up time. But Greenwood's been very smart with where they're going and how fast they're getting there. And they've definitely been playing this game very smart, and they're looking to get more points on the board. Only a 7-point lead in the third quarter. Oliver Rouse scrambles. Narrowly dodges a tackle, ends up running the ball. Makes it out of bounds before any hits can occur. Terrific run by quarterback Oliver Rao. And it looks like that's going to be a little bit shy of the first down. It looks like he ran out right before the yard marker. Looks like that's going to be 4th and 1. Sorry, 3rd and 2. A little bit more confusion on the chain game here. Sorry for the loudness. More fans just getting riled up, very much so at the beginning of the second half. A big pile. Let's see if he made it. Looks like he's shy. Easy tackle. Brings up 4th and feet for the Woodmen. Now it looks like the Woodmen are going to go for it here, but that may be a little risky. They're inside their own 30. So let's hope that running back can convert this into a first down. It looks like they're trying to draw fouls, but it doesn't look like that's working. They may go into a punt after a timeout. They definitely are trying to draw them out, but they're not getting it. And that's a timeout, Greenwood. Now Greenwood with another. Okay, sorry, I apologize. Greenwood with another timeout, trying to draw fouls, but it's not going to work. It looks like they will be going into a punt team right now. Very close. I'll keep saying it the rest of the game. Martinsville isn't very disciplined with how they jump over that ball. We've seen it 2 or 3 times already, and we almost saw it a 4th by a linebacker, no less. And that just shows how undisciplined this team has been so far in this game, and that's not something you want to hear as a fan or see as a coach or even see as an opposing team, because you want a good, disciplined team. But it's a short punt, brings the Martinsville Artesians to their own 46. Now, what we'll be seeing in this drive here is I think the Artesians are going to try to pull out some more runs, try to elongate, trying to shorten how long they can be out there, trying to get that no-huddle offense to work a little bit more. Trips to the left side, but it's a carry up the middle by number 34, who evades tackles. Let's hope they can bring him down. And they will after another big Martinsville gain for a first down. You know, Greenwood's going to start having to get on top of things and get themselves hyped up. As you can probably see out there, it just doesn't seem to be as much intensity on Greenwood's part. This no-huddle offense in practice has definitely helped them with their stamina and definitely their endurance out here on this field, and they're able to go hard. Pass. Receiver met immediately after a sizable gain. Looks like it's going to be about 2nd and 4 for the Artesians. Artesians now 2nd and 4. Looks like they're going to be changing their play call a little bit. This no-huddle offense definitely does, definitely runs fast here and there, but definitely takes up a lot of time here and there as well. Number 34. Taken down very heftily. Looks like he's trying, oh, sorry. Looks like a little bit of a scuffle between number 34 for the Artesians and some of our linebackers. Looks like a gain of about 2. Sorry, gain of 1, 3rd and 4. Let's hope the Woodmen can stop them again. If here it is, shovel pass to the outside. We haven't seen much of that this game, but it looks like a decent gain. I apologize. It doesn't look like a gain at all, but there definitely was some running after the ball was spotted down. Now in their wide formation, it looks like Martinsville will either be sneaking the ball up the middle with their quarterback, who's very fast, I have to say, or they're going to be passing like we see now. And there's pass interference. Definitely. 2 refs saw it. There's no denying that. There was a little bit of pushing going on there. We're going to be taking a short intermission. Sorry. It's getting on my, like, it's so, I can't hear myself think. It's right below the window. Sorry, trying to block out some of the noise from the fans that's coming up as their fans are excited. Greenwood needing to come up with an answer to Martinville's just overwhelming offense here. Quarterback keep, missed tackle in the backfield. Could have been for a loss, very narrow. I think we can accept something like that, but it's only a gain of about 4 for the Artesians. Bringing up 2nd and 6 for the Artesians. Hey, quarterback, I apologize. Being a fan, I'm used to calling out what I see. I'm not too used to being play-by-play commentator. A little bit of a late hit on the quarterback, but you can't expect him not to. The quarterback with a late give, it was a fake. He's been doing it all game. One of our defenders came up and hit him after he had given away. He still thought he had it, but the quarterback, looks like he yelled at him. Hopefully he didn't spit on him. He did arch over a little bit, and I've seen that in football before. Very vulgar and disgusting. Don't want to see that. But he definitely did push him. And it looked like the ref was talking to him about it. I wish there was a flag on that. We just can't accept that as human beings ourselves. Lots of flags on the play. Let's see what they saw. Now, I see that there was flags on the play, but let's see what they were for. It was a gain of about 9 yards. But it looks like, I apologize, thanking my assistants here for water. As I said at the beginning of this game, very humid, and being in this tight box definitely is very humid. But it looks like it was a foul of about 10 yards, bringing up 3rd and 11. I apologize, we can't see what the foul is on. The refs are being very sneaky about who calls it and where they do. It was a fake pass, but it's easily caught for a touchdown. Martinsville scoring once again, bringing up 21-8. Martinsville lead. As you can definitely hear, the fans are extremely excited. Sorry, flag thrown. Can't see for what from here. It looked like when they were lining up, let's see if someone just moved over the ball or there was some sportsmanlike words being said. Was a foul on Martinsville. And it looks like they're repeating the down. Looks like the penalty was declined. Sorry if anything of what I said on that foul was wrong. I apologize. The refs aren't the easiest to see. But the kick is good, bringing up 22-8. Martinsville leads. Still too early in the game to call it. 2 minutes left in the third quarter, bringing up about 14 minutes, 11 seconds in the rest of the game. Definitely we're going to be seeing some more scores on both sides of the ball. And if not, that's okay. I mean, the Woodmen have had a great season so far. They've played some tough teams. Martinsville definitely picking themselves together this year with their coach. That no-huddle offense has maybe not been the most useful asset to Martinsville. I would say it's their tenacity and a willingness to get out there and hit as hard as they can every play, hit hard. Also, I'd say it's their fans cheering them on, honestly. All this noise, cowbells, air horns, actual megaphones, which I actually think are against the rules of the field. But let's not delve into that. They're definitely willing to hit hard after every play, and we're not seeing that as much from Greenwood. Now, we're definitely seeing that from some of the defense, but the offense needs to get a little bit more aggressive out there. Now, these aren't facts. These are just my opinions. I'm a play-by-play. I meant to see the game, so don't sign off if you disagree, please. Another very deep kick, not giving Greenwood the chance to run it back. Now the ball was dropped, going back out the end of the end zone. Another big kick. A little confusion once again on the field. A little bit players asking some questions. Looks like, and the refs once again conversing. Looks like a ref was separating on some of the linemen. Let's hope that's not anything significant. Greenwood, Oliver Howe rolls out for a pass, and it's caught, but he's immediately taken down. Something we need to see from Greenwood is definitely some more successful big passes. I think at this point they need to stop worrying about running out the clock and going to score more points, as I'm sure you at home think is much more exciting than getting small plays. Very strategic, but very unfun to watch, I can tell you now. 2nd and 6 for the Woodmen. Run to the outside, brings up 3rd down. And 4, it looks like a gain of about 2 on the run. Sorry for all the noise. More of the fans here out in Woodman Field, pounding on the bleachers incessantly with their feet. I can't get over how loud these fans are. I'm so sorry. This keeps getting brought up here. Here's another deep pass. Slightly overthrown, almost nearly in his hands. Definitely a little bit of a disappointing throw. What happened? What happened?
Everybody's just like dying.
I apologize for any confusing noises you've heard from me. Sorry, a little bit of confusion on my part. I apologize. Technical difficulties have prevented me from seeing what happened on the field. I do apologize. There's been quite a few of those tonight, keeping me a little bit scatterbrained. As you can tell, not having my color here, Ryan Pruitt, definitely hurting me, my own personal struggle here. Definitely that's been taking down my own game. And it's definitely been making my job a little bit more difficult. And I apologize for all my confusion and rambling. Quarterback scrambling. It looked like it was passed, and now he's going to run with it. Woodmen are looking to get big hits on number 5, Griffey, trying to get him at least put out for a play or two. He's a huge weapon to this team, very smart. No huddle offense, defense scrambling their positions, almost not ready. Big run up the middle. Looks like 34 just decided, screw it, I'm gonna run straight into the defender, and he does. He tries to run him over, but it backfires and he gets taken down. Looks like more small scuffles from individual players out here on the field. Tensions running high as we as we enter the fourth quarter. Greenwood still has time to get this game back under another W, but for now they're down about. Sorry, the score 22-8. Sorry, more fans' noise is confusing me a little bit. Martinsville's players taken down very quickly. Looks like number 5, Griffey's helmet came off. As we enter the fourth quarter, that was a bit of a drop in yards. Brings up 3rd and about 4 for the Martinsville Artesians. Martinsville lining up once again in that spread formation they love to go in so much. They've been doing it all game, and they can run a few things out of this. It's very interesting to see, and also very interesting to see what just happened to their line. It looks like all of them just rolled over. Very interesting to see, to say the least. Tripping up some of the defensive linemen, some of them getting through. Not a very successful trick play, but definitely very fun to watch and very creative. Let's hope we can see that at least once more during this game. Here they are, same formation. Running back now on the left side of the quarterback, back to number 34. But this time the quarterback drops back for a pass. It is completed, but he's taken down very quickly. Number 61, Landon Wood on the tackle. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. Thank goodness for that stop. It was a very good stop by the Woodmen, definitely bringing up a turnover on downs. They're going to be taking it from about the 20-yard line, so Martinsville obviously didn't lose very much on not going for it. Proud to see the Woodmen offense coming back out here, and let's hope they can stop trying to run out that clock and just trying to get some more big plays in. Now they're going to still be running it. Of course, Greenwood's very disciplined in what they run, and just because they're in a bad situation doesn't mean they're going to throw a huge pass every time. And it wasn't a pass, it was run up the middle. Sorry, trying to focus on some of the confusion going on by number 89 for Martinsville. I apologize, some of my comrades telling me some things. Number 89, Chase Hovland, kind of looking for a foul there, as you could see. But he's not going to get one. And the offense refuses to go down, but he eventually is brought down hard. Definitely not trying to roll off either. That's not something you'd like to see in a football game. Now, definitely something we want to see in future games here at Greenwood is more clock eating. I will now pass it over to one of my comrades in arms here at the Woodman Broadcasting Network, Eric Reingart, right after this play. Caught by Luke Raker in the field. Not touched by defenders, so I don't know why the ball is being rolled down, but it is a first down. And I will now pass it over to Eric.
How's it going, everyone? I had to fill in for Christian Jones to make sure he didn't die of heat stroke. All right, looks like the pass got smacked out into the air and fumble.
All right, so this is Greg Toner right now filling in for play-by-play because right now we are having some technical difficulties. We see a pass off. There was a little sneak going in. We got Woodman going down to the about the 40. So here we go. All right. We're doing a good job. We see that they're just huddling up right now. All right. All right, Christian Jones is back with this. And right now, going back to the play. All right, here's Christian Jones.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back now after a short intermission, a little bit more confusion in the back of the studio here. Definitely working hard to get our game as good as possible to you. I hope you enjoyed our commentators, both Eric Reingart and Mr. Greg here. He's also our sound guy. Definitely just fun to see some multi-talented people back here. Now here's the snap. Another deep pass.
but it's tipped and deflected to number 6 of Martinsville for an interception. And he runs it back a sizable distance, but he's eventually brought down. Heavy slams on the field, definitely some angry faces. Flag thrown, it looks like there might be some fighting going on. I cannot see from here, but I definitely couldn't expect any less from what we've seen in past games. We're gonna take a bit of a break now. Number 5, Isaiah Drew, is still on the turf. Now back as we've seen another injury happen. Number 5, Isaiah Drew, is going to be out for a couple plays. Hopefully not the rest of the game, as he is an asset to us. And he's definitely some strong will by the Woodmen. He walks right back onto the field. Martinsville taking a rather long time to get back to the ball, despite what they were doing early in the game, is just trying to run it. But it looks like they're trying to get a little bit of a strategy here with a short stretch to their 4th touchdown, possibly coming up here soon in the 4th quarter. Ball is given up the middle to number 34, who bounces off defenders, and he keeps doing it. He keeps shedding tackles, and it looks like he's up for the touchdown. Now, something you just can't let him do is get his hand on you to get that stiff arm, because as we've seen all game, very powerful runner, very fast, very skilled. He's going to get around you every time, and when he puts that hand on you, it's almost over for you unless you've got some good reach. Now, let's hope Greenwood can pick up their footing a little more in the rest of this game. Martinsville, definitely an extremely explosive team as we've seen this game, and I'm just excited myself to see a challenge for Greenwood as great as this. Kick is good. PAT. Let's hope we don't see excessive celebration, as the Martinsville Artesians are still celebrating on the end of this field here. Definitely number 34 is being told to sit down by some coaches. Definitely has had such an explosive, good, fast-paced game. Definitely wanting to see him back. Let's hope he can get back on the field soon. The coaches are still telling him to sit down. As I can see from here, it looks like they might be wanting to take him out at some point in this game. Now, something you also have to keep in mind there at home is it rained in Greenwood here a few hours ago, and now it's extremely humid. As I said at the beginning of the stream, about 90% humidity was in the heat index for the beginning of this game. And it looks like Martinsville's been realizing that as some of their bigger players are now all have been getting water breaks and have been sitting on the edge of the field. And that's something we haven't seen as much from Greenwood, as some of their players play both ways and there hasn't been many substitutions. So let's hope that's not a fault of the Woodmen. Kick is short. But it's good enough. They get him down at about, they get him down at about the 22-yard line. Very easily taken down very fast. I apologize. Shorter kick definitely from their kicker. Not something we've seen from him, is he's shown the ability to easily get it out the back of the end zone, something very rare to see in players, definitely in high school. Woodman offense coming back out. Looks like there's been a change in the line. Yep, they've brought their tight end up the past couple drives to the end, but it's now a quarterback keeper to number 6, Oliver Rao. He gets a stiff arm, but he's taken down very quickly. Martinsville just staying hyped up, as you can see from our cameras. It looks like Greenwood's just kind of quitting on us. definitely not something we've wanted to see in this game. But Martinsville, like I've said, they practice an explosive offense and explosive defense, and they're going to keep coming all game until you quit up. This will bring up 2nd and about 13 for the Woodmen. I apologize, more noise from the fans. Pass is broken up and incomplete. Intended receiver number 4, Cole Raker. Number 6, Oliver Rao, taken down very quickly on the play. Definitely glad he got that out of his hands before that was a fumble. Now, as you might have seen at home, one of your right linebackers there, the wide linebacker to the outside, right side of the field, ran into his own player. A little bit of confusion on the players as after that play. You can see them, you may have seen them talking to each other a little bit. Number 12, Tanner Allen on the reception. Managed to dodge a few tackles, but he just can't get out of that one. There's about 3 defenders on him, and a 4th one coming. Brings up 4th and 15 for the Woodmen, and it looks like they aren't even chancing it. They're just going to punt. Greenwood playing it a little smarter with where they're punting this time, not trying to draw out the foul, is not taking any chances on this one anymore, and they're just going to punt it away. Number 2, Lex Logan back to punt, and let's hope he can get some good ball placement. It looks like the receiver for the punt return team knows he's going to be kicking it to the right, but he's wrong. It's kicked to the left side of the field, and it's kicked out at almost the 50. Now the Martinsville Artesians are going to take the ball from the 50-yard line, and they're going to try to get another score in to widen the 8-29 gap that they have going against the Woodmen. Martinsville offense, it looks like they were planning a little bit before they went on to that no-huddle offense that they run. Definitely something they've been doing the rest of the second half, as we can see. Not something we've seen as much in the first. But now they're looks like they're planning out a few plays on the sideline and running it, as we can see, and that's very deadly and explosive to an offense. Number 34 on the carry, number 28 on the carry, refusing to be brought down. Number 34 is still on the sideline, it looks like. I apologize. Brings up 2nd and 4 for the Artesians. Gain of about 6 on the run. Here's the snap. Taken out by the legs. The wide receiver was taken down very quickly. Looks like a Woodman helmet is off. He's going to have to go off for a play. Substitution on Martinsville for one of their receivers. And lack of communication brings him a little bit confused running across the field. And then just to run all the way back. The Woodmen looking to buckle down and get this stop here as it's 3rd and 1. Trips left. But he hands the ball to the outside. Flag thrown. There he goes, turning on the Jets. And it looks like he's in, but there, like I said, there is a flag on the play. Let's see who that's on. As you might have seen, number 28, very fast runner, very precise, getting up to the sideline and turning on the Jets. Something he was able to do is elude number 36, Dylan Cloyd, one of our greatest linebackers. So that was a little bit of an impressive run that we saw. But it looks like it is being brought back. Let's see what the flag's for. Well, we may not be seeing what it's for, but we can definitely tell that it's a big foul. Looks like it might have been a face mask. About a 15-yard penalty. Sorry, a 10-yard penalty. More confusion from the refs and from the chain game. Excuse me. Now, something you just hate to see is a big run like that get called back, and you can definitely hear that from the Martinsville visitors' side. 6 seconds on the clock. Martinsville better get a playoff soon. And they do, and it's another run up the middle by number 28, but he's brought down quickly. Woodman definitely now capitalizing off of that inside run. They're trying to read it a little bit better. Number 34 still out of the game as far as I can tell, still on the sideline. Number 28 trying to fill in those shoes, but he's not much stronger, and he's not much faster either. You can definitely see that they're lacking in the speed and strength that 34 had, and that's kind of affecting their game a little bit. But that's a timeout, Woodman. Now bringing up the timeout, there's about 4 minutes, 35 seconds left in this game. 29-8, Martinsville lead by 21 points. Many Martinsville players gathering near the near the timeout huddle that they have going on there. Something that's actually very smart, and that's something the Woodmen might want to adapt, is being close to your line like that. Any possible fill-in players or replacements you might have can hear the plan is the plan that Martinsville has as they confer about 2 or 3 plays with each other before they go out there. But it is a punt. A deep punt to right field. And the ball keeps inching back. Martinsville is going to take it for all it's worth, and they're going to pick it up at about the 14-yard line. Excellent punt or ball placement on that punt, as our receiver was to the left side of the field. They kicked it very well to the right side of the field, making sure it didn't roll out too soon. But they were able to milk it for every inch it had, and they got them all the way back to about the 13-yard line. 1st and 10, Woodman. Let's see if we can convert this drive into a touchdown before the end of the game. Woodman lining up, and it looks like Martinsville has a little bit of a blitz coming, as one of their linebackers lines a little bit closer up than they normally have. And they do, but there is a flag thrown. Play is called immediately. Let's see what that flag is for. Penalty on Martinsville. Something you just love to see here as a Woodman fan in this game is there's just been so many fouls happening on the Martinsville side of the ball, and they just got to stop doing that. There's been offside after offsides. There's been about 5 of those so far in this game. There's been about 5 holding penalties that they've had to suffer through, and there's been some 1 or 2 personal fouls in this game, just riddled with penalties in here, and Greenwood doesn't seem to have one under their belt yet, which is very good. Big run up the middle. Number 20, Ethan Hessig, the sophomore, gets Greenwood a first down. Now, as you may have seen, he rolled out of that tackle, a very strategic move there, as you can tell that they were struggling a little bit trying to get him down, but that was a very smart, quick, fast, and very punctual move by number 20, Ethan Hessig. Greenwood lining up. Looks like another run up the middle. To number 20, Ethan Hessig. I'm sorry. Picked up and dropped down. He's tackled, but for another gain, a big one if that, for the Woodmen, brings up 2nd and 2. Now it looks at this point in the game, Martinsville's putting in a few of their extra players, expecting a victory here in this game. Woodmen trailing by 21 points. Now it looks like their backup players aren't doing as good a job as they may have hoped, as the Woodmen are kind of walking all over them. And it does look like they are. Another gain for a first down, Woodmen. Now Woodman back in the huddle looking to capitalize on the gains they've already had, get at least another touchdown under their belt before the end of this game, hopefully close the gap of scoring that we've seen here in the game so far. A wide open hole, but Ethan Hessig is brought down very quickly by quite a few of the Martinsville D linemen. Now, as you can tell by now, all the backups, as we call the B team here at Greenwood, are filling in for the starters. The coaches are expecting this game to be over, but I wouldn't call it too fast. I think Greenwood can get another score under the belt if they play this smart. It looks like they'll be lining up for another run. Another give up the middle to number 20, Ethan Hessig. A little bit of a cold shoulder given by number 77 of the Artesians to number 70 of the Woodmen. Looks like another small scuffle. Brings up 3rd and 5 Woodmen. Let's hope they can get this into a first down. Woodmen lining up once again. Not much of a gain on the play, gain of maybe a yard. Ethan Hessig is unsuccessful to get that first down, brings up 4th and 4. I apologize for extra noise here. The fans are revving themselves up again. Woodman getting out of that huddle. And it looks like another give up the middle to number 20, Ethan Hessig, who refuses to be brought down, bounces back out, but is then taken down by a group of Woodmen, or a group of Martinsville Artesians. Now a turnover on downs. Martinsville maybe looking to drive up their score. One more touchdown, 50 seconds left in the game. Let's hope the Artesians don't celebrate too much and make a silly mistake that they shouldn't be making. As the Artesians come out now, that'll be 50 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Score Martinsville 29, your Greenwood Woodmen 8. Let's see if the defense can get a stop here. It looks like they are bringing in their starting defense, although Martinsville is bringing out his B offense, so let's see what they can make of that. And they make a lot of it, actually. We see a few people breaking through the line. A late hold, number 75 on the line, but they're not going to call anything for it. But that's okay. 37 seconds left in the game. Clock's still winding down. Woodman looking to get a big play here by the end of the game. For the next 3 weeks, the Woodman Broadcasting Network will not be hosting any games at Greenwood. We apologize. That's just a weird schedule this year of 3 home games, 3 away games. But we will be back soon enough for homecoming. Make sure you turn into that if you can't make it. Definitely going to be an exciting game, and we're going to see what happens. Flag on the other side of the field. Dragged down by Woodman. Looks like for a loss. And that's the end of the game. Flags don't matter now. This is your final score. Martinsville 29, your Greenwood Woodmen 8. This is Woodman Broadcasting Network's post-game show, and it could be sponsored by you. Let's begin with the second half scoring summary that also could be presented by you. Now the end of the game here, Martinsville beat the Greenwood Woodmen 29-8. Definitely not our most exciting scoring summary. Definitely looking to see a Greenwood next week and then the following games win. Like I said, we'll be taking a 3-week break as Woodman will have no more home games for a little while. But thank you for watching. And that concludes the Woodman Broadcasting Network's post-game show. Thank you for joining us. It has certainly been our pleasure to be a part of your Friday night football game. As we close, we need to thank a number of people for making tonight's broadcast possible. Parker Irwin, Dalton Hockersmith and Dalton Kuhn, Emma Pollard and Greg Toner, Olivia Franklin and Ella Sigler, Alana Magnus, Brad Clark, Rob Irwin, Todd Garrison, Dr. Kent Jakonik. Once again, the final score is 29 Martinsville, your Greenwood Woodmen 8. Join us October 5th on Friday night when the Woodmen go up against Franklin Central. The Woodman Broadcasting Network's pregame show begins at 6:30 p.m., followed by kickoff shortly after 7 o'clock. I'm Christian. Thank you for watching.